Your 30s are easily the most important decade of your financial life. I'm 37, and after paying off $43,000 worth of debt and building up my net worth to over $800,000, I've also made my fair share of money mistakes too. So today we're reacting to real Reddit posts from people in their 30s to see what's keeping them stuck and what I would do in their exact situation. Let's jump into it. All right, and all these are coming from the personal finance subreddit here, and this is from 8 days ago. I'm 33 and don't have a retirement fund. Am I doomed? Well, as the subject line says, I'm 32, turning 33. I don't have a retirement fund set up yet. I'm just now starting to get my finance together after some bad financial decisions in my 20s. Join the club, my good friend. And just after learning financial literacy from my parents or family. I've paid off all my credit card debt, amazing, but have student loans, okay. Car is almost paid off. I don't know if I'll ever own a home, honestly. So thinking about retirement is daunting. I work an hourly job. I make okay money, $60,000 a year, but I'm on a single income. My employer does not offer any type of retirement benefits. So I'm trying to figure out, how do I do this on my own? I have a high yield savings account, but barely anything in it since I've just now paid off debt, and I'm trying to just get an emergency fund under my belt. I have life insurance, both a term policy and a whole life policy. I don't know if I really understand them, but my dad died without life insurance, and me and my siblings got screwed and had to pay so much money for his end-of-life services that I've been paying into life insurance since I was 25. Now I feel dumb, and I've been paying into retirement instead. I want to start a Roth IRA, but I don't know what that really means or how to start one. How much does it cost to open? Am I fine making payments from each check to fund it? But I just don't even know where to start. Thanks for reading. Feel behind. Just trying to make some smart choices, even if it's later than I should have. Oh, awesome. This is very common. So Mandible23, you're in a good spot. You're in a good spot, honestly. A couple things caught my eye. First, really sorry to hear about your dad. That's very tough. But one thing that I wanted to highlight here is, you're paying this life insurance thing, but I don't know if I really understand them. The number one rule in personal finances is, like, for me at least, if you don't understand something, you probably shouldn't be involved in it. It's just this thing of, like, I don't know, you see people online, they talk about all these, like, exciting opportunities. Oh, this crypto. Oh, this penny stock. Oh, blah, 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 blah. And people just pour their money into these things because they're listening to other people and they're like, oh, this opportunity seems so easy. Look at this person. They're making all this money from this, like, side hustle, this passive income thing. Like, it's so easy. It's just not really the case. If you don't understand it, you're gonna get destroyed. And that's what's happened to me. And I've done this too. Like, I was the person that went on these 45-minute webinar things where they sold me on the idea of, like, oh, this one stock is going to explode in the next decade. And the whole presentation is about kind of what's going to be happening, but they don't tell you the stock at the end. They're like, hey, now buy our thing and we'll tell you the stock. It's like, oh, that's so frustrating. But guess what? After, like, listening to 5 of those things, I ended up buying one back in the day. It was so stupid because I didn't understand it. I bought into it and whatever. The point is, rule number 1, don't do something that you don't fully understand. Number 2, if we kind of jump back into this, paid off all the credit card debt. That is amazing. Student loans, okay, those can linger for a bit. Cars almost paid off. So it sounds like, and you want to buy a home. You don't really talk about how much is in your high yield savings. It's barely anything, right? Okay. You're just trying to pay off debt. So I think this is a very common conversation as well. Like, do I pay off the debt or save/invest? Money is this big, like, math equation. And to be honest with you, there's no clear-cut answer. If someone just says, oh, definitely pay off all the debt first, or if someone says, oh, definitely just save and invest and make the minimum payments or whatever, there's not a right answer, in my opinion, to that math equation. You have to kind of do the interest rate math. You kind of have to look to see, like, how much longer am I going to be paying off the debt? What are the opportunity costs for each one? Like, if I can pay off my debt years faster, what are the opportunity costs to being able to, like, invest that same money in that same period of time? And so what I would do if I was this person is I would do these 3 steps here to kind of realign where my money's going and put it towards things that matter to me the most. And in this case, it sounds like he really wants to put it towards retirement or whatever. So the first thing I do is called a 3-month look back. You look at the last 90 days of your spending, credit cards, debit cards, doesn't matter. You look it up. You can use AI now. You just kind of copy, paste it. Boom. It's going to summarize everything for you. And in about 30, 45 minutes, whatever, depending on how many accounts you have and how comfortable you are with AI, it's going to spit you out a nice little table for you. And you can quickly see, like, where you've been spending your money. Then you write down a list. This is step number 2. It's called North Star Goals. It could be 2 things, 5 things, 10 things, things that matter to you the most. life goals, financial goals, non-negotiables. They could be things happening now, things you want to be happening in the future, etc. And then you look at where your money has been going, where you basically want your money and resources to be going. And then the step 3 is realignment of the money. So basically, when you think about this realignment process, it's happening in 3 stages: more, same, less. You look at your spending, it's like, where should I be possibly spending more? So a quick example is, if you have health and fitness goal on your North Star goals list, but you're only spending $20 a month for your gym membership, it's like, wow, maybe I should actually be spending more to this, putting more resources, more time and money to this, right? Something like utilities, well, it's like, okay, well, this is the cost for utilities on average, so I'm just gonna keep spending that, I guess, and kind of make that happen, because at the end of the day, utilities probably aren't on anyone's North Star goal list, but we do like Wi-Fi and watching YouTube videos, right? And then less is something where you're spending more money in an area that is like definitely not on your list. So like, I can't imagine many people are gonna have food delivery convenience, right? Or something like that. By the way, spoiler, that's like the number 1 category that most people are like, wow, I can't believe I'm spending this much. It sneaks up on you. So more, same, less is kind of how you would think about it. And at the end of the day, for this individual, he's starting at 0 with his retirement account. So I just wanted to run through a quick compounding interest calculator to say like, okay, should this person have started 10 years ago? Yeah, we all should have started 10 years earlier than we did, right? But you're aware of what you're doing now. So it's all about just like, okay, now I need to focus on putting my resources towards what I want, AKA the retirement, right? So if we look at, $1 initial deposit, right? Estimated rate of return. So if you invest in something generic like the S&P 500, typically the returns are like 10 to 12% over a long enough time horizon. So I'm just going to be conservative and say 8%. And then you can really play with the years. So it's like, okay, this person's 32 or 33. So we'll just say in 30 years, at this estimated rate of return, how much do you need to become a millionaire, right? Because that's sexy, it's flashy, everyone wants to become a millionaire. So $100, no, it's not going to do it. What about $250 a month? Okay, that's not going to do it. What about $500 a month? Okay, that's still not going to do it. What I've really found is this magical number, $666 a month. So basically, yeah, you become a $992,000 heir. And the reason why I think this number is special is because it's $1,000 in 6 weeks. Most people get paid, bi-weekly or whatever. So that's 3 paychecks, $333 a paycheck, putting towards your financial goals. I think everyone can absolutely do that if they go through that three-step process, the 3-month look back, the North Star goals, the realignment. Every single person should be able to find $333 a paycheck, right? And this is what happens. And 30 years is a long ass time, absolutely, but it just shows you the possibility. And if we look at this little chart here, it's going to show, okay, we've, is my fat hat in the way? Yes, it is. We've contributed in those 30 years, $239,000, but the interest accumulates like $753,000. So basically like 3x the amount of money is just from interest, right? So it's not like we're saving $1 million. We're putting it into I would call it a proven vehicle. Nothing's guaranteed and all investing is risk, right? Of course. But a proven vehicle that makes our money make its own money, which is amazing. So at the end of the day, if I were to go back to this post, 1, keep building up the high yield savings account. It sounds like there's not much in it. So get a number that's comfortable for you. What I typically recommend is looking after you do like the 90-day look back, or even like just thinking about the last year, like what was the biggest unexpected expense that popped up? Maybe that should be your number, right? So if it's $1,000, $2,000, whatever, it sounds like he's on his own. So maybe there's he doesn't have kids or anything like that. So less to worry about. So that's kind of the number that I would do. So focus on that, keep paying off your debt, and try to put money towards the retirement if possible. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this, not having any retirement in your 30s. Alrighty, let's jump right into the next one here. And this is from 4 days ago. 31-year-old looking for financial advice for investing, okay? 31-year-old male with around $75,000 just sitting in a savings account. I am married, bought a house 11 months ago, and do not plan to have children. I bring in around $125,000 a year, and my wife is around $100,000. Nice. I owe around $10,000 on my car, but I have 0% financing and around $25,000 in student loans that I pay about $500 a month on. I have $76,000 in 401k, but no other investments at this time. I know that money is sitting in my savings account is a waste, but not sure what to do with it. Do I immediately pay off the student loans or put that money in a market? The market just keeps going up, and I'm worried that it is going to collapse after putting it all in my savings. My end goal is to stop the Monday to Friday 9 to 5 grind as soon as possible to actually enjoy life, but not sure how I'm able to get there. My current job isn't bad by any means, but there is no upward growth, and it's not something that I'm passionate about. Any advice for someone in my position is appreciated. Yes, definitely. And I really love these kind of posts because they provide a lot of context. It leaves a lot less guessing room. So the first thing I would do is, and I think I was scrolling in the comments just before this, I was curious at first, like what the interest rate was on the student loans. So this person mentions around 5%. That's interesting. So I guess it's kind of, it's really, there's maybe a math answer, but sometimes not all answers have to be math answers. If you would feel completely comfortable just removing the $25,000 in student loans from your savings, one, it sounds like it's going to free up $500 a month. So that could be an option. If that's weighing in your mind, like, oh, I have this $25,000, it's holding me back, great. Then maybe you could just do that because, as we know, money is more than just a math game. It's a mindset game too. So if that's weighing on you, I would pay that off. Around $10,000 in my car, 0% financing. So that's great. Yeah, I mean, if you plan on just paying that off before the 0% is up, amazing. Then just do that. Don't push extra money towards that. Just kind of wait till that pays off, because if we were to talk about the math part of the game, like I love looking at the interest rate math. So it's like, what's the interest on our debt? What's the interest returns that could possibly potentially happen if we were investing, right? Nothing's guaranteed, even in a broad stock market. Like over a long enough time horizon though, again, like I mentioned, it's like 10 to 12% if you're just doing some generic S&P 500 investing. This is a very common concern. The market just keeps going up, and I'm worried that it's going to collapse after putting all my savings in it. Yeah, this is a very fair concern, but I guess it depends on the goal. If you're putting the money in to invest to do something in the next, 2 years, then yeah, maybe you need to think through that a little more, and like that could be a risk thing for you to see if you're interested in doing that, because of course everything's a risk. But if you're just literally planning on putting this into an account and just waiting for decades to use it, then I don't think this is a non-issue. Because if we were to go to S&P 500, we're going to get this little chart here. Let's make this bigger for everyone. And if we just look at the last month, 6 months, year to date, okay, there's ups and downs the last year, right? But if we look at the max, like look at this thing. In 1996, a share of this was $748, right? So in 30 years, it's done a lot since then. It's up 900%. Right? So like this is in 30 years. And again, this is of course not a guarantee, but like if you just look at this, like I am sure that in 2020 or in 2008, people got out of this. People were nervous when the market went down, right? But guess what? It recovered. It took a little longer, right? And then during COVID, there was a ton of panic, right? This went down tremendously. A lot of people panicked. A lot of people thought their retirement was over. But then look, it recovered basically in like a year. It went way past where it was. And then it had this lull again. You get the point. Like it's always going to go up. It's always going to go down. But over a long enough time horizon, I mean, look at it. It's just kind of like compounding on itself. This is the compounding chart that we were looking at in this other example, essentially, right? So I think that is a fair concern, but depending on the length of when you're trying to do it, that's how I would be thinking through it. You guys make a lot of money, $225,000 a year. So I think just thinking through it in that sense. So one, if getting rid of the debt, the student loans is a priority, just do it. Just take out the $25K. And then some people in the comments, and I agree with them, are talking about starting a Roth IRA because it looks like you're already putting money into the 401k. Great. So the Roth is a good way to kind of do it on your own. Essentially, it's another way. It's another vehicle for investing. That's great. And yes, too much cash at this point for you is sitting in the savings account. So it seems like you want to optimize. I think I see this a lot where people try to optimize their finances too soon, right? They're like, I don't have any sort of emergency fund, but like, how do I get the best bang for my buck in a savings thing? Like, I have to start a high yield savings, but then they get all confused because there's a lot of options. It's like, how about we just like start, just start putting money aside? But this couple it doesn't sound like that's where they're at. So yeah, this is probably too much cash. What I would say is like moving a large chunk of it to a high yield savings account. I don't think they mentioned high yield savings. No. So like, that's what I would do. Maybe put like, I don't know, I'm just going to make up numbers here, but like 25 in the high yield savings if you wanted to pay off the student loan debt, and then you have 25 you can kind of lump into some sort of investing vehicle just to kind of start it. And now you still have the base of the safety $25,000. Your student loans are gone. It frees up an extra $500 a month. And then that $500 a month you could put towards investing. And as we saw in this compounding chart, like $666 makes you a millionaire in 30 years, right? So that's what I think about that one. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Let's jump right into the next one here. 4 days ago. So these are all very current, which is very exciting. People are happy to share their current state. This is kind of cool because it shows like where everyone's at right now. Hey there. Oh, this says 36, needing advice moving forward. Amazing. Hey there. So I'm 36, just realizing that I need to make better moves to plan for the future. Wondering if I can ask for some advice on where to start and how to build better knowledge base and avoid some pitfalls. Please be kind. And I've been a carpenter or in hospitality all my life. No 401k, insurance with the marketplace, income based on tips fluctuating. I make about $75,000 to $85,000 a year and returning to go to school for my bachelor's degree in accounting. Interesting. Pretty much wondering if I should just worry about investing through the brokerage account. My focus is retirement, steady growth, and steadily building some financial safety net for the future. I know I need to increase my income and change my job, but this is where I'm at. I rent for under $1,000 a month and no car payment, though I will buy another buy a new car to me in the next 6 to 8 months. Zero credit card debt. I pay it off monthly, $37,000. Okay. $7,000 personal loan, zero interest. $15,000 in a Roth IRA. This is the first year I could contribute fully, and I saved the next year already. $7,500 set aside for next year's contribution. $15,000 unallocated. Put in. What's the problem here? $9,000 is savings, emergency savings. $4,000 savings for home. $2,000 core savings. $3,000 saved for. There's other money, but it's allocated for school, summer rent, slow. Blah, blah, blah. I appreciate any help and advice. I recently bought the 4 pillars. Okay. So I don't see a problem here. I don't see a problem here. I was thinking we were going to get to the bottom of this and there was going to be like, tens of thousands of debt, no savings or anything like that. So really it's like, the main question is, why do you think you need to like completely change what you're doing? Because this, like going to school for my bachelor's degree in accounting, that's going to be a lot. That's going to be a lot. And what's the return for you? Are you going to be making more than this? Maybe you're just burnt out in your job or something and you want like a change, but this seems like a big pivot. And it's not a guarantee that once you're done with your bachelor's degree that you're going to be making more than this in accounting. I mean, I have my degree in accounting, fine sir. And I mean, different times, but if you don't have any of that experience, like I started in like the $40,000 range, to be perfectly honest with you. So like this might not, I don't know. I guess I don't see a problem here. No credit card debt, which is amazing. Okay. There is a personal loan, but you're having it for school. Okay. So $175 a month, but you're in a Roth IRA. You're already set up for like next year, $15,000 unallocated. Oh, okay. So you're just not sure what to do with that. And then you have all this like saving. You have $15,000, $20,000 in savings. So like one, I would just kind of keep doing what you're doing. Two, I would be curious to know like what the context is of why you're doing this big career change. Because if it's like you're burnt out, you can't do this like carpenter or hospitality or whatever like anymore, then fair enough. But if it's to make more income, it might, over a long enough time horizon, yes, definitely. I think we should all try to increase our skills and improve our income. I don't think it's always a big priority. Like one of the biggest misbeliefs that a lot of people have that I talk to is like, oh, only if I made a little more money, only if I had a side hustle that was paying me an extra $500 a month, I would be crushing it with my finances. I think it's a limiting belief, and I think it's, yeah, I don't think that's the first thing that people should do. Because again, you, key adhesiveness, you are kind of crushing it. Could you have more in your retirement? Yes, I think like working through that would be great. So I think it's like, how do we free up extra money? Especially like you rent under $1,000 a month and you have no car payment. Like you're further ahead than you possibly think. And I just looked up the net worth for people in their 30s. So in America, under 35, so whatever, you're 36, the median net worth is $39,000. And for those in the 35 to 44 bracket, the median net worth is $135,000. So if I go back to your post here, you're probably sitting at that, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 mark. So it's like everyone feels behind. It's impossible to be behind on your own journey though. So I would just continue doing what you're doing and add in a little more of like, yes, maybe a brokerage account would kind of speed up the retirement for you, but it's amazing that you've already put money into an IRA. You don't have any 401k, so that's fine. Yeah, I would just set this up and yourself to $15,000. That's amazing because you do have a buffer here. So I'm giving you the green checkpoint to put it in the brokerage account and just start really diving into that. Congratulations, you should be really proud of yourself. And if you guys like this video, I've been going through Reddit a lot to try and figure out where people are at to see like how I can help them possibly. So I react to some more stuff right here in this video if you're interested.